Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. Today, I'm channeling messages from the Fae of the Clover. So, this is a channeled message from the spirit realm, specifically the spirits who reside over clovers, the flower, as well as specifically three leafed clovers. And if you channel messages or work with nature spirits or the Fae, then this is a message for you, timeless. This could be reaching you during a time where you need a lot of healing or you've been doing a lot of extensive work on your mind, body, soul connection. And now this is going to be a healing message for you, as well as some advice from them leading into the next 4 months or into the spring, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this when it's uploaded, it will help you going into March and April or Aries season, possibly even Taurus. If you are currently in a spring season, this will be starting around that time because I'm getting the 1st of April and the 1st of March being significant times where you're going to be leading in a new way. I'm hearing new office. So you could be leading in a project, a group of people, or you need to be the head of a group of people, either a family. So this feels more like a leadership position you are in or about to go into. And if that's not the case with you, if that doesn't resonate, this just means being the master and commander of your own life and your own healing path. Because one of the biggest messages that the Clover Fae gave to me was about personal healing practices and combining modern day medicine with holistic practices. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that this is a general reading and I do not give out medical advice. When I'm channeling these messages, it's supposed to reach your soul and for you to kind of decide what to do with that because most of you will and do resonate. If you don't, that's fine. There's other things you can uh, get from these messages, but for those of you who understand that, because you might be taking the more shamanic healing path, if you've lost faith in modern day medicine or you're on this road of healing that you see before you and you might just feel very tired and need a little bit of help or a reminder, then this is for you. I'm seeing some clarifiers, sign of Aquarius. If you were born in the year of Aquarius or Aquarius season, there's a humanitarian sort of feeling to you. You're part of a cause or effort, or you're leading a group of people who are. Because I'm getting a an image of like an animal sanctuary. I was also seeing like a small business that was like both metaphysical, but also like herbs and like kind of like a private practice, also Reiki, energy healing, going out into the public, even if you're just kind of working out of your own home or you're trying to find one, because that's come up a few times and you might have been drawn to my previous readings, some of them from last year. There was a group of people or a person or a collective looking for like a storefront to be able to start a small practice. um, I'm also hearing Etsy healer, so there's some people who might have like given up on that and just found out it was just a more frugal to just kind of like do a more of a cottage style type business. So I'm seeing that, but the Fae are like watching over you. They want you to know is the more you give into the world and the more you work with nature and practice those things, as well as kind of being skeptical of modern medicine, but not outwardly dismissive, because it's not a good thing to be completely dismissive because everything has its like ups and downs. Like, yes, there's a lot of things in modern medicine that has been kind of corrupted and tainted by this idea of one size fits all and, money over medicine, and people are not really treated very fairly, let me just say. However, there are a lot of like advancements that have happened in the last 100 years that have saved a lot of people. So it's about everything in balance. It's not about rejecting progress or modernity. It's about incorporating old and new because the old is timeless, basically. The old was our ancestors knew how to work with the earth and what was given to us in front of us. Like, food is medicine. Food is something that you works with our bodies and helps heal. And having a variety of certain things seasonally and changing with the seasons because the earth has a cycle and so do we. So it's like you're not going to be eating the same thing every day. You can get sick. It's sort of like, eating seasonal meals and seasonal fruits. Like, our ancestors knew about that. So it's like incorporating old and new. And I feel like some of you are going in that direction. And I'm hearing like anti inflammatory diet or trying to experiment with different types of diets to figure out what lifestyle is going to suit you and your body, particularly because you were created in a specific way. And trying to stay away from things that are more like highly processed, while being very careful about even your like meditation practices. It feels like you're on this path of cleaning your energy. The more you work with nature spirits or just channel them in general or help other people, the easier it's going to be for you to understand your own cycle. Some of you might be into foraging and planting certain things in your garden, and there's a specific type of like, I forget what it's called, but it's a practice when it comes to like how much you forage. Like, you don't take every berry off of a freaking bush. You leave some behind. And it's kind of that thing. You don't take all, you leave some behind. And you take only what you need. So there's a little bit of that happening. I'm also seeing the colors that might be um, you might be seeing a lot of that indicate that the specific nature spirit is with you. Because I am seeing the green of like the 3-leaf clover. I am also seeing the clover flower, which if you haven't seen them before, look them up. They're kind of like these cone shape, and they come in like white, purple. Those are the only colors I've seen. But it's like the clover flower and the clover 3 leaves, because the 3 leaves of the clover symbolize unity, because I'm getting 3 of cups energy, but I'm also getting like the holy trinity of things kind of coming into balance of three, light and dark, and somewhere in the middle, this idea of spirituality and the holiness of that number three. um I'm trying to think what else. Rejuvenation came up because I'm I keep getting an image of someone, and this might be either my spirit guide or someone else's, but it's someone with like very fiery red hair, and they're talking about unity and progress. This might be you or an ancestor, because I'm also getting taken back to like, where is that? Avalon, that medieval England. Okay. Uh, yeah, Welsh Scottish heritage, you might have. Because I'm also going back to Druidism, and I know like Ireland has come up a lot. Like, okay, now I'm seeing Ireland. Um, I just heard the phrase "walk with the Fae March," and I'm not entirely sure what it means. So I think March and May are good seasons. And okay, yeah, practitioner to magic, because I'm also seeing the, the oh goodness, the 3 goddesses. Bear with me. I have a lot of information coming, and I'm still not quite there yet. As far as my, if you just tuned in, you don't know what's going on, but I kind of have this chronic condition, and I wanted to get one more reading out this month because literally the spirit channeled me earlier in the month, and I'm like, today's the day. I want to put this out there. And so I'm trying to do this, and I'm struggling both through what I'm going through and the energy and the information coming through. So that's kind of what's happening right now. The number 4 and the number 7 and 22 might also be significant numbers, indicators that the spirit's around you, or just a indication that you are on the right path trajectory. So with that, I'm gonna look at some of the messages and advice. Yeah. I'm also getting a lot of music. I may or may not write it down in the description. Okay, the other message I got, if you do sound healing or you work with music, a couple of songs came, well, yeah, a couple of songs came up for me. A specific, oh my gosh, what is the word for it? The key. Okay, the key of E, F, and F flat, which, and they're all major. The key of E major, F major, and F flat major. And some of you I'm seeing playing trumpets, so you might be. I'm hearing brass tacks. You're in okay. I just saw the um the episode where SpongeBob is part of a band. But okay, I'm very distracted right now, so I'm gonna keep this all in. I'm not cutting any of this down. You're along for the ride, by the way. So the key of E came up, but there's this specific song, and I don't know what it's for. I think I've heard it before, and I can make a couple guesses. Just let me know what it is in the comments. But it's like, um, so what if I feel like I've seen it for a trailer of a movie. The only one I can think of off the top of my head, um, and I'll probably look it up, but because it's come to mind, Angels in the Outfield, which was a movie from a very long time ago. At least I was a little kid when I was watched that, but yeah, and one of the lines from it is, remember we are always watching. So there's this feeling of like angelic help and intervention. Also baseball could be significant. This feeling of loneliness maybe, or being like not entirely there in your body, but your spirit like needs you to kind of be there, if that makes sense. So um yeah, doing a lot of music and sound healing. The song that also came up was Natasha Bedingfield's, I believe it's These Words. Like, these words are my own, from my heart flow. I love you. Sometimes the best way to get your thoughts into the world around you is to just speak, because flow is the most efficient way of channeling the universe and bypassing the ego's need to be correct or to be seen in a positive light. And if there's this theme of jealousy around you as well, because I'm getting the song Hold On by, was it Wilson? I'm gonna have to look this up and I will write it in the description below. Bear with me. Um, if anybody, so channeling, if you, on a side note, if you ever want to start up your own like spiritual practice and do channeled messages, channeling with brain fog is the worst freaking thing you can do, and it's the hardest thing to push through. I'm channeling with fog right now. I can't speak correctly and I can't hear my own thoughts, and I'm just gonna tell you, y'all, it's okay. I'm pushing through this blockage because some of you might be feeling this. Like, doing anything with brain fog is so difficult. However, taking the time to rest and take a step back and just stand by yourself, even if it feels lonely, taking that moment to rejuvenate and rest, that is the main message. Like, sometimes your life needs a winter. Sometimes you don't need to, I'm hearing, follow protocol and do everything that the people in your life have told you to. Sometimes you gotta go off script and do what feels right for you, because what's right for a lot of people is digging them an early grave and they're running themselves in circles into a hole. You don't want to do that. Don't follow the pack. Like, free yourselves from these chains. I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? because there is freedom. Like no one can change your see this card, this devil card in reverse, it literally is that song. Like, I know there's pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. In standing up for yourself and believing in yourself and knowing that everything that you set into motion is happening. It's just not happening quickly. And you might feel like it's not happening quickly enough because that's the hard part when it comes to just starting anything. Like, again, I'm getting this idea of a business, like business venture unknown, or just process, bureaucracy, paperwork, things going on behind the scenes. You feel like you're blocked and you're chained in a certain way. Yeah, you kind of are. There are a lot of blockages, and it's just the world around you. However, your own mind can be your worst enemy because rejection is protection. Just because you seem like you're blocked doesn't mean you can't overcome it. The only way for you to fail this is to give up. The only way, because the you have something in motion. You have a baby. There's a bun in the oven. Like there's something cooking and brewing. And I'm surprised I if the Empress card comes up because it feels like that type of energy. It's in there. You're about to give birth to something, and the only way it could fail is if you just decide, like, no, actually, I don't want this kid. It's like that you can't decide that. You can decide that, well, maybe I don't want to be a mom anymore. And it's like, this is not literal. It's like you put something in motion. This is your baby you're working on, but it's going to come. Gravity is taking hold. The only way that it won't come is if you give up and say, well, I don't want this, and you don't work towards it. So don't give up. Just keep moving every single day until you achieve this. It might seem hard. No one can block you from achieving this. The only thing standing in your way is you and your ability to believe that maybe something impossible can happen. Because if it can't happen one way, another way can be presented. And that's where you have to look into yourself. You have to pray. You have to ask for like assistance from other people and other options. Like other doors can and will open. Where there's a will, there's a way. And again, when it comes to manifestation and laws of attractions, if you want something bad enough and you are willing to put in the work, the universe sees you. It might not happen in the way you expect, and those seeds you planted might not all pop up out of the ground, but there might be one, and there might be a loyal, faithful gardener around the corner saying, this is what you do to make those seeds blossom. You just have to be patient and secure in yourself and your gifts and your knowing alone that this is going to be a thing because you will it so and you want it so. So don't give up. The only way you can block anything from happening in your life is if you decide you do not want it anymore or you don't deserve it. So I think that is a little bit of tough love. And I am specifically seeing, I also think that the red-headed entity I saw before was just the personification of the Clover Fae. So that might be just how they are appearing to me. Yeah, they spiritually presented to me as this like very young red-headed person who was talking about unity. And they're giving like, okay, there are two type of energies. It's very much puppy dog energy, but also like dragon energy. Like there's this fierce. Okay, so now there's another movie coming up called The Heart of the Dragon, I believe. I didn't see that one. But if you grew up in like the 80s and 90s and you had a lot of movies from your childhood that you connected with, I would actually tap back into that because I might shed some light on what you need to do as far as your holistic practices go, because I heard the phrase they're foreign to you, foreign practices. Also, if you've traveled to another nation or country and went on some sort of like retreat, healing shamanic retreat, incorporating what you learned from their practices as well as your own in modern medicine is going to create like this combination that will help you specifically. If you're doing this alone, that is going to help you. If you're getting others involved in these practices, just be very careful with who you're around and who you treat and how they feel in your energy, because when you pour energy into other people, you open yourself up to their energy as well. Like if you're trying to be someone who clears out muddy water, just remember you're going to get your hands dirty. They have to do some of the work to heal. You can't do that all for them. And that's a specific message for a few of you, is especially with energy work and detoxifying yourself and cleansing your space in your body and setting personal boundaries with other people, not just spiritual, just personal. And you just have your hours of work. And when you do work, and if you feel like you can't take on a certain patient, it's okay to say no and give them another option. And I know that this is probably goes against what you know and don't want to hear, but it's okay, because then you're denying them access to you. And like, you need to purify your spirit. Like, you can't purify them. um I keep hearing, like, your soul keeps saying, I'm not going to do the work for you towards people if you're in a practice like that, who kind of have been coming in and like looking at you like, oh, you're the one who's just going to clear me of all these bad things and these thoughts and I can go out into the world. It's like, that's not how this works. So that was also something that came up when I first started doing this, is that when I open up to the collective then has influence over me as I do over them. So be very careful with who you're tapping into and who you're channeling or who you're helping. Even if it's not like energy work or spiritual practices, even if you're like a doctor or a healer or in a therapy session or you're talking with a friend, that mud is going to rub off on you and you can easily make it your own if you're that enmeshed or entangled in their lives, especially if you really genuinely care about them. You need to set firm boundaries spiritually and physically and emotionally. And let's see what else. Oh, this guy, this guy. I am okay. This guy keeps popping up for me. I need a second because I want to. I need to sit down and collect my thoughts because a lot of things are coming in. Okay, so there's a soul activation happening for the collective in the next 3 to 9 months or so. In this year and into next year, I'm filming this in 2026 and going into 2027. And I'm also hearing the year 2023 might have been significant for you. It was for me as well. I feel like there's a lot of changes that were happening in the collective. And if you're seeing this, you're part of it because we kind of all moved together energetically. Um, this will appear when you're ready, and this is timeless. And I know I'm rambling, and I'm just going to go with this because I think some of you process in this way, and it's a very specific way of processing, because I feel everything that comes to me. And I've actually, in my own personal journey, have been stepping into this Knight of Wands energy, this feeling of both integrity, spontaneity, and passion. So there's a group of people who needs to hear this, and this is going to be a message for me as well, I will be honest. Because yeah, I'm getting Aquarius, but Aries season and Taurus. I'm hearing you're getting out of the fight, flight, fawn, freeze response and being more proactive, authentic, and not not standing for the harassment that you might have faced, or standing up for people other than you, using your voice and your words and the lessons you learned to help heal others and stand up for people who might be in the same position you were a while ago or are in currently. So if some of you have been working through some stuff since 2023, and right now it says like 23 minutes on my counter, on my clock on my phone. So yeah, since 2023, you've been slowly working through this or processing this or even maybe working on this program, project, business plan, or even a family dynamic shift. And maybe some of you have left partners, been estranged, or needed to change job positions. You've been working more with spirit and magic and the fae and diving into these practices because there was a big wave back in like as far back as 2018 into like today. A lot of it has been taken over by pop culture, and, that always happens when you have like this new wave of information, people coming in and awakenings. The ones who are real will kind of stick along for the ride and stay there, and the ones who are just kind of wanting to like profit off of it are probably going to fade away because there's no solid foundation. Like, you genuinely believe in this. If you're still watching, you're still listening. If all the lovely people who have been here and the comments and the likes and just showing up, you are the real ones. You believe this, and I'm here with you because it took me a while to get to that point. In 2023, I was still in this crisis of faith, and I was just about to like start this channel up, but I was still doubting myself. I was writing a blog, just thinking I wanted to get my voice out there. And it's like I had the same situation where it's like I wanted to use everything I learned back in like 2019 to 2023 to be able to help other people because that was just what I felt my calling was. And it was kind of more of a hobby, but it's just I like doing it. I like being that. I've always kind of enjoyed that. And it started out as just me trying to figure out how to do it. It started out as a blog. That didn't work out. Then I tried other things, tried to get into like a physical practice. That didn't work out. I tried networking. That definitely did not work out. But all along the way, all my failures taught me like what to do and what not to do. They taught me lessons. The failures are what taught me more than my success. So I don't need to be successful here to know that I've already won in some way, because I haven't failed, because I haven't given up. And I want that to be an example of what I mean when it comes to this, that you keep putting yourself out there. The only way for you to fail is for you to give up. What you want and what you're setting in motion might come to you in a different way. Like, I'm not writing that blog anymore. I'm still figuring out this, but I know that this spiritual practice is something that I genuinely want to do no matter how it's done. And the way was presented to me when one way didn't work. So that's the biggest example I have for you. You are setting something in motion based on what you went through and your experience, and you're processing this all right now, figuring out where you fit in, where you're going to be practicing this, where you're going to be starting a business, a family, maybe a blog, maybe you are just trying to meet people who are like you, or start a new phase in your life. It's about trial and error. It's about learning through the times you didn't succeed. You know, Thomas Edison found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb, but we have electricity and we have light bulbs. So what happened if you just said, well, we don't need that, we have candles? So there you go. Well, and oil lamps. So yeah, there's something you've been gifted in, and the Fae really want you to work through this because you're the cure. You're the countermeasure. You're counteracting the poison that's been put into the system, and maybe even your own family system. There's something that you are setting in motion, and they really want to help you through this. And there might be a lot of jealousy because I keep getting that theme. Again, I'm getting puppy dogs, so you might have puppy dog energy. Yeah, so there's this feeling of competition again. When we're looking at healing, when we're looking at going out into the world and putting ourselves out there, this feeling of jealousy and competition. You feel like your batting average is zero. Well, you're you're striking out. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay, so it just feels like everything. I just got really tense. Like, I got really tense. Everything feels like a fight. Everything feels like competition. You just want to collaborate. You just want to be friends with people. But there's always this underlying feeling of, I have to belittle you to be friends with me. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you might be mirroring people who have felt that they need to be better than you because they didn't want to befriend you. They didn't want a friend. They wanted an active mirror to measure them in the way that their ego wants them to be seen, but not in the way that they feel they are on the inside. So you're masquerading in a group of people because the facades that other people wear are confusing you and your own identity. Now, I hope that makes sense, because as I was saying it, I felt like I don't know what I was saying. There is this there's a sense of losing identity. And I think it really did make sense for some of you. I'm seeing the moon card and someone giving me a thumbs up. Basically, being around people that force you to wear a mask out of fear that, like, okay, I have an example. Let's say you're with a friend group that's very, very insanely jealous because they're so insecure. They could be the, I'm hearing the word posh. They're posh, they're fabulous. Their uncle was in The Cure. They have members of their family that are part of this boy band, and they're out in the world and they're like, I can't measure up to my family. I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I have this fucking diamond earrings and nail polish, and I'm dressed to the nines, and I'm with this person, and I'm looking at them like, how dare they be happy as they are wearing that, wearing those clothes and that outfit? How dare they be happy? Because deep down inside they ain't happy. Like, they don't care what they do to hurt others. These deep insecure people. And being around people who basically need to cut you down to make themselves feel better is not good for you. But then you take on that persona, you cut yourself down, even when you're away from them. You think, well, I shouldn't wear this nail polish, or I shouldn't wear this style of dress or shirt because it makes me look this way or that way. It's like, yeah, all the voices of all the people who cut you down and said no to you are now living inside of you rent free because they decided that you were more secure than they were, and you were more confident, and they didn't want to know it's like to be confident because it would take time and energy to heal the side of them that is just so miserable and insecure. They want to hurt you. Okay, that took a lot of effort to come out. I'm trying to explain it in a way. Please let me know if that makes sense. It just feels like there's a lot of confusion and a lot of effort to make sense of people who just feel the need to hurt you or hurt others to make themselves feel better. That's something that might be so foreign to you, yet you're learning about that. Or this is a mechanism you have, which, if that's the case, if you think that going out into the world and hurting other people and disrupting their flow is going to help you be a better person or make more money or be more successful, first of all, stop it. No, it's not. In fact, it's going to backfire on you so severely. You It's going to backfire regardless. If you try to cut other people down to make yourself feel better, it's going to backfire. You're not going to have friends. You're not going to have people around you. People are not going to want to spend time with you. And if you start to wonder why, I'm just going to give you some a little bit of a constructive criticism. It's because of you. It's a you thing. It's not a them thing. And you need to look down deep inside and look in the mirror and say, what did I do to contribute to these people walking away? Now, this might not be for any of you. It might be for a few of you, but I just get this feeling deep in my soul. It's like, knock it off. Yeah, no, so I just heard a message that was not very nice. So I think some of you have been like mixing with so many destructive people that they are actively poisoning your soul, and you need to get the heck out of there. Do not engage, distract yourself from that energy, try to re-engage with yourself, with nature, and beings and people who are not destructive, who don't need to cut you down. This felt like a lot of tough love, so let's get some advice. Like, it's not strong to be a martyr or to be in the middle of conflict, by the way. Fighting back is not the answer. This is the strength card. My goodness. Like, your prayers are being answered. Muddying yourselves with their dirt is not going to help you. And this is, again, about karma. Being in the presence of people who've made up their mind about you because they're ashamed of what they are inside. They cannot change. Yeah, no, it's just, if you don't end this cycle, the universe is going to end it for you, because your will to do better things and the amount of light that you can and will contribute to the system is so much greater than the people who tear you down. The universe will find a way. If there's this one final thread that you're holding on to keep these situations, these families, these dynamics alive in every aspect of your life, there will be a time and place where it just all comes falling down, and you have to decide if you're going to cling so tightly on to what no longer serves you that you're willing to destroy your future and the people who can potentially be helped by your experience. Then that's really on you then. There's some tough love in scorpionic energy. That's I think y'all need to hear this. Man, I don't like giving up tough love, but it's like, y'all, you're doing this. Yeah, I'm hearing Pills and Potions again by Nicki Minaj. It's hard to let go of someone you love. Yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna address that. Listen, I'm a little bit of a mess and I'm not going to hide that fact. But y'all, this is like real. This is real energy. I'm not going to freaking sugarcoat this or fake this. You're going to watch this train wreck. And I'm going to continue to be a train wreck. And life is probably going to look like a train wreck, but that's okay. Life is not meant to be clean. Sometimes having fun in the mud. Like you could either be like drowning in it or you can be bathing in it. Like, yeah, let's take a nice relaxing break to a spa. Let's rejuvenate our energy. You need to rest. You save yourself. I'm hearing the song Save Your Tears for Another Day. Get yourself and get yourself some clear quartz or an evil eye bracelet. For goodness sake, y'all. Be a free channeler. You gotta do this. You gotta put this out. And if you see this soon after the time that I record this, like I've been successful in breaking through. Like even a blockage like brain fog or even my own like basically crippling disease. It's not a disease. Basically it's like you can do anything you set your mind to. I'm like, I set my mind to this. I don't care how many people see this. The right ones need to. And I just want to say, saving one life saves the world. And I don't know what. There was a TV show that you save the cheerleader, you save the world. I do not know that show. Was it Heroes? I didn't watch that. I think I kind of watched Smallville. So there's this feeling of being a superhero versus a supervillain. Like the people around you were like Lex Luthor, like the Umbrella Corporation. Like, we are the good guys. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? But that's literally the energy. The people around you who cause conflict, who cause you to tear yourself down, so you don't shine brighter than them because they see your potential and they say you are competent and capable and can help the world. They think they're the freaking heroes. They think they're the victims. If you know Resident Evil, they're the, which is very funny. Thank you for that. The Umbrella Corporation. It was like, oh, we're the good guys here. It's like, excuse me. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, some of you might just need to go back to reading your comic books. I also got like Red Dead Redemption. Go with your like soul family or soul tribe and rent out a cabin and play Dungeons and Dragons and just, sit with board games and enjoy your time. If you have space and time, enjoy the people around you who bring you light. If you don't, just have a hermit day off and stay inside. I'm getting this this image of a log cabin and someone like being by the fire with a cup of tea or hot chocolate. Is just being comfortable, safe, and warm and rejuvenate your spirit. So let me get a message about, right. And also, what you choose chooses you as well. Don't be afraid to make the wrong choice. Again, this keeps coming up. They keep playing into your hand because they don't want you to win. Oh, well, okay. They playing into your hand because they don't want you to win. So there's this feeling of all the efforts of self-sabotage around you are coming back to you again, as long as you hold on to the people that do not serve you and maybe even the lifestyle choices. So new ideas are going to be coming to you. It is a matter of just sitting and waiting and resting and allowing things to form and the universe to balance. But sometimes waiting is the hardest part. And there is no evil here, by the way. There's just a lot of very hurt children, as well as your own hurt inner child. And you need to stop hurting you because you deserve better. You deserve love. The universe is here for you. Okay, I guess heard conflict resolution. Okay, yeah, do what soothes you, do what brings you joy and comfort. And if you want to honor the Fae or work with them, like refresh your altar, add in more greens. So you can even get like a green lei or like okay, like kind of like this, but like with like leaves. You don't have to make it yourself. It could be plastic. It's just the color, it's the energy. The other colors that you can adorn either yourself or an altar space or even your garden. Um Orange, like sunset colors, and I'm seeing like kind of a dark navy blue. Yeah, because I'm getting like the sunset or like right before twilight, the golden hour. Okay, yeah, no, golden hour colors as well as greens. Yeah, 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 because I'm like seeing the sunset over like this very tropical place or just like a very green forest. Also, if you have an indoor garden or if you have like a bonsai tree, or even like a lemon or an orange tree that you keep inside, make sure you freshen it up. I'm also hearing not to use too many pesticides because it's not good for you. Try to find alternative ways to do that. You might have to look that up. Um, I also heard stay away from apple cider vinegar. It's like focus more on, yeah, if you are setting intentions or have intention stones, I'm seeing a palm stone. Sit with that and meditate and just ask the Fae and the Fae of the Clover to guide you and to show you an image of the best way to care for yourself and the ones you love, and the best path forward will be presented. A lot of it is just where you focus your energy on and what works for you. If you're better with dealing with tangible items like stones, or if you just doing work in your garden or just tending to plants or even talking with nature, any way you interact with them, they're going to help you too. So, yeah, because they want to just say they really love you. They're here for you. They want you to not roll over. Okay, I'm hearing roll over. They don't want you to roll over and die. So, y'all, we got a lot of like this Night of Wands spontaneous energy. I even think I pulled like I'm gonna tell you something, and if you're still here, thank you for being here. The Queen of Wands and a whole bunch of cards just kept flipping over. You might really just understand what the truth is deep down inside. You resonate with this so deeply. You know it's the answer, but just let me know if you need like a certain type of reading. Leave that in the comments. Like if there's a specific reading that you want, like I'm really open for suggestions at this point because I'm doing this for y'all in the collective, and this came from the a collective need. So if you need like starseed angel readings, let me know in the comments below. Um, Also, just let me know if there are other certain types of styles of readings you like. If you like the music being incorporated, if you like this, the piano, just let me know. I'll kind of do whatever I feel like doing because the Clover was like I liked when you did the Hecate reading and you did the piano, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that again. So yeah, I really appreciate your input. I wish you the best. Pray for you. Lots of love, and your wishes, hopefully they will be granted soon. So thank you so much again for watching, dear viewers. I give you all my love, and I will see you in another reading.